Hey family, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. I actually can't believe I'm saying that because man, it's been 3 years since I've recorded a new video. I think by the time this video drops, the first episode of our brand new rebranded podcast, Rooted and Relevant, is already streaming on our channel. So if you've not seen that, please go back and check it out. I think it was amazing. It's just an intro video, but it's just to say there's so much that's coming up. There's so many interviews that we're gonna be doing. There's so many great people that we're gonna be bringing into the platform. But today is a bit of a different video. I think just at the start of our channel, rebuilding it up again, we are trying to do more exciting things, bringing different things to different people, man. And I think you've already seen with the title of the video that we are doing something really different today. And yeah, I'm actually really excited. If you guys have not guessed it yet, I actually have a package behind me, a postnet package, and I'm gonna open it up with you guys. But man, I already know what's in that package. So if you guys don't know, last year, just towards the end of last year, I think from August, I enrolled for what we call practical vocational training with a beautiful school, a good school called the Gawie Le Roux Institute of Law. It's based in Pretoria. It's a school that's always been there because they're offering different courses in the legal space. But this particular program that I was part of is actually new to the school because I was part of the second intake. So the program takes place over a course of 4 months, and the first one happened at the beginning of last year. And I was very fortunate and blessed to be part of the second group. And I think it was very exciting to be part of the second group because you can actually see the school transition with you, learn new things with you based on the different experiences of the students that are part of that program. So I'm excited because last year I completed this very, very hectic program. So like PLT, man, it's a lot of work. It's only 4 months, but I guarantee you it's a lot of work. But before we jump into the nitty-gritties of what is PLT, what's happening in PLT, why should you do PLT, what are the benefits of PLT, I think I'm going to open my package with you guys, show you what's inside, and yeah, we're going to jump into the exciting stuff. So let me grab the package and open it up with you guys. Man, very excited for this. Yeah, so it comes in this. It's a package from Postnet. I don't know if you guys can see. Comes in this so that the certificate comes safe. It's not too much in here. And then we have this thing. And comes in an envelope as well. Let's open it up. Are you guys ready? Let's open it up. Yeah, man. And then in the envelope, I think I should actually do what these people that do reviews do. So they will open it up like this. Yeah. So let me take it out from the envelope. I'm actually going to put it here. So this just comes with this hardboard so that the certificates are safe. And then, so it comes with like a cover letter or a report. So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but these are my results over here. So first things first, I'm just going to show you the certificate. I'm just going to hide my ID number over here, show you guys the certificate. Actually looks good. I think I'm going to try get a different shot of it, and I'll put it in the video as I'm speaking. What a beautiful certificate. I actually didn't expect the certificate to look so good, considering that by the time I make my application to be admitted as an attorney, I have to submit this original certificate, meaning I'm not going to have the certificate with me. It's going to be submitted to the High Court by the time I make my application to be admitted as an attorney of High Court in South Africa, which is one of the things that I'm looking forward to as time goes. So very exciting. So the program started on the 1st of August, and then we completed on the 7th of December. So like I said, the program takes place over a period of 4 months. So it's a beautiful certificate. Comes with my report as well. I think I'm going to get to my report as well. But let's start right at the beginning. What is PLT? I think a lot of people call it PLT, which is an abbreviation for practical legal training. But I think the correct term is actually practical vocational training, which is PVT. So let's talk about what PVT is. But I'm going to have to start at the beginning so that people that are not in the legal space can understand what's happening. So if you want to become an attorney, the first thing that you have to do, you have to go to a university and study a Bachelor of Law. Bachelor of Laws, mostly known as the LLB. So you have to do the LLB over a period of 4 years. And then once you complete that LLB, you have two options. So you either have to complete 2 years of articles, and then after completing 2 years of articles successfully, after 6 months, 6 months after the start of the contract, you can actually sit down for your board exams, right? I hope I'm saying that correctly and hope it makes sense. So meaning you can complete your articles for 2 years. So let's say you start your articles at January 2025. By the time you get to July, you can actually apply to write your board exams on the next sitting, which happens mostly in August, right? So that's the first step that you have to do. So you complete your LLB, you do your 2 years articles, sit for your board exams anytime after 6 months has lapsed since the start of your articles. And then once you've done your LLB, completed your articles, and you have written your board exams, you also have to do what we call PVT as well, but the hours are different. So you will do the PVT, I think it's 150 notional hours if I'm not mistaken, and that one you can do over a period of I think about 4 or 5 weeks if I'm not mistaken, because that's not the one that I did. So that is the first route that you would have to take if you want to become an attorney. You do your LLB. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want this information to come across very clearly. So you do your LLB, you do 2 years of your articles, you sit for 4 board exams and pass all of them. And then after you've passed your board exams, you also have to do the compulsory 150 hours notional program at a law school of your choice. Gawie Le Roux also just introduced that, I think earlier this year. They introduced the 150 notional hours one. So you can go check out their website. I think I'm just going to check it out for you guys here. It's www.gawieleroux.co.za. I'm going to put the link in the description below. You can go check it out, see the cost, and enroll for that. But you can only enroll for that if you already have a registered contract. That is, if your articles are already registered with the LPC, it's only then that you can register for that compulsory course. Otherwise, you can't do it if you've not obtained or secured your articles as yet. And then once all of that is done, you've passed your board exams, you have your certificate from Gawie Le Roux that you've completed the 5 weeks thingy, then you can take all of those documents and then you make an application to the High Court for you to be admitted as an attorney. But that is not always the case with everyone, because I think the legal industry is so full, man. There's so many people. I think over a period of two years, there's been more than 300,000 graduate in the law industry. There's been 300,000 new graduates that completed their LLB degrees, and guess what? They are all looking for articles. They are all trying to secure articles, and I'm part of that stats because I completed my LLB degree in 2022, and I've tried since then to secure my articles, and that is the reason why I had to opt to do the PLT or the PVT with Gawie Le Roux, because what the PLT actually does is that once you've completed your PLT, it then allows you to shorten your articles to 1 year. So instead of going with the first option, you can just do the course, and then after doing the course over a period of 4 months, you can then apply somewhere to do your articles for only 1 year. And then after that, you don't even have to do the compulsory course, the 150 notional hours one. Once you do the 400 hours one, it already includes that compulsory requirement as well. So that's the second route. So the second route, you do your LLB for 4 years or howsoever long it takes you. I think it took me 4 years and 6 months. Howsoever long it takes you, you do your articles for that period of time. I mean, you do your LLB for that period of time, and then you can do the 4 months practical vocational training with Gawie Le Roux. I'm actually saying Gawie Le Roux because that's where I did it, and I can actually tell you guys about the experience, which is the purpose of the video. But there's other law schools that offer the PLT if you want to check them out. But I'm just going to give a review and share my experience of how the PLT was with Gawie Le Roux. So please be a bit patient with me. We're going to get to that, but I'm trying to also help law students that are still in school. They're in their final year. They're not sure what's happening, what's the next step that they have to take. So if you already graduated and, you already did your PLT, wrote your board exams, please be a little bit patient with me. So yeah, like I was saying, you do your law degree for 4 years. And then you can do the PVT with Gawie Le Roux for a period of 4 months. And then once you've completed that, you can actually, there are two things that you can now do. You can now apply to do your articles for 1 year. So when you register your contract at the beginning, that form that you fill, it's going to ask you how many years are you going to do your articles. Then you can say 1. And then number 2, immediately after you've completed your PVT for 4 months, the 400 notional hours one, you can immediately apply at the LPC to write your board exams. That's cool. So you don't have to wait until you've secured articles and all of that. You can just apply. I've actually already applied. I'm sitting for my first board exams this March, I think on the 18th. And I've been busy with the studying and all of that. Wish me luck. But yeah, that is what the PVT that I've done with Gawie Le Roux has allowed me to do. It has put me in a position where I can now sit for my board exams and apply. I'm actually now in that space now where I'm trying to apply for, because I've not been applying, I think, since last year. I just wanted to focus on the PVT, make sure I do really well so that by the time I apply, I've got really good grades. And man, yeah, I think I did, but I want to talk about that now. So once you've done your PVT for a period of 4 months, you can then apply to write your board exams and then do your articles for 1 year. But let's talk about the nitty-gritties around doing your PVT. So you must make sure that you have your LLB degree. I think, I'm not sure with Gawie Le Roux because I was not in that position, but I know with other law schools, I think it's the same with them. Even if you are left with 1 or 2 modules for you to complete your degree, you can actually apply for the PVT, give them your academic record and some form of letter from the school. I think because I once applied years ago, but I didn't have the funds. I think those are the things that they wanted when I was still in school. But make sure to check out the Gawie Le Roux website for all of those details, and then you'll get the clarity that you need. But you must make sure that at least you completed your degree. If you have your certificate, you're good to go, and then you can apply, right? Let's talk about the cost, right? The cost. I think a lot of people are complaining about the cost. So with Gawie Le Roux, I think the PVT costs, it costs 20,000 rands, right? But at the beginning when you're applying, you're going to have to pay an application fee, which is only 300 rands. So when you're submitting your application, you must make sure you've already paid that, and then you send them the proof of payment as well so that they can process your application. But I think you're also able to pay at the end of the process. So you apply online, and then at the end you can check out and pay that 300 rands. And then once you're accepted, immediately after you're accepted, you have 2 options. You can either pay 20,000 rands in full. So it now costs 20,000 rands to do your PVT, which is difficult for people like myself that come from a not so great background, and parents not doing really great. You're not working yourself, and you're just starting out trying to build something, a career for yourself. 20,000 rands can be very hectic, but I was really fortunate to come across a good Samaritan who was able to fund my PLT. They paid it in full. I think when I did it last year, it was 19,500, if I'm not mistaken, but it was paid in full. But if you cannot pay it in full, you have an option to pay in installments. So meaning once you are accepted to do the PLT or the PVT, you then have to pay a 10,000 rand deposit. So that's what you have to pay. You have to pay a 50% deposit, and then after you've paid that, on the second month, if I'm correct, you then pay the first installment of 5,500 rands, and then on the second month, you then pay the last one, and then the total will be 21,000 rands. So it's 21,000 rands if you are paying using installments, but it's 20,000 rands if you are paying in cash upfront. Right. So yeah, that's the cost. I know it's hectic, but I think it's once you've paid that and you've completed your PLT, you're not even going to regret that you paid that amount of money. Right. Let's talk about the subjects. So there's about 14 subjects. So I'm just going to try and name them quickly. You've got constitutional law, you've got ethics for legal practitioners, you've got delictual and personal injury claims, you've got civil procedure and trial advocacy, you've got criminal court practice and trial advocacy, you've got labor dispute resolution, alternative dispute resolution, legal practitioners account management, wills and estates, matrimonial matters and divorce, legal costs, drafting and contracts, introduction to cyber law, and lastly, introduction to practice management. So you've got 14 subjects or modules that you have to complete over a period of 4 months. And man, it gets hectic. But let's talk about how they offer it at Gawie Le Roux, which I think it's great, and it actually differentiates the school from the rest of the other guys that offer the PLT, because with Gawie Le Roux, if you don't have to physically go and attend classes, especially if you're already a candidate attorney, you are working 8 to 4, 8 to 5 every day. So what actually happens is that once you are registered, there are live classes on Zoom. So meaning every morning at 8 you have to wake up, attend the class live exactly at the time that it's happening. You have that option to do that. But if for whatever reason you cannot attend the online class, the recording of the class is going to be made available about 24 or 48 hours later. I think they were really fair during my time, because sometimes depending on the subject that you are doing at that week, can be made available same day, later at night, or tomorrow morning. They are very, very quick. So don't be scared. Even if you miss that class that day, you're going to have the recording the following day. So I think that's one exciting thing, because even if a class happened yesterday and you were not able to attend, you still can attend today or tomorrow. You still have a few days to come back, especially during weekends. You can always go back to your online portal. You actually get an online portal with login details. That is where you submit your assignments and all of that. But the recordings are available there as well. Unfortunately, you can't download them, so you always have to make sure that you at least have data or Wi-Fi so that you can watch the videos. I think it would be great if you could download them, even if you don't necessarily download them into your device, but you can sort of like download them in the platform and then be able to watch them later. The same way YouTube does. With YouTube, you are able to download a video when you are on Wi-Fi, maybe at work, and then later when you're at home and you don't have data and Wi-Fi, you can easily watch the video. I think that would be great. So Leandri, you have to look into that and make sure you make it happen. I think it will help the students a lot. So another thing, I think I was really fortunate, man, because I put in so much work into this program. Like I mentioned, that I was not even trying to apply for work because I was trying to make sure that I get good grades in this. So I was actually fortunate to be one of the top 12 students from across the country, by the way, that were doing the the program on the second intake last year. So my average is 84.63%. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I'm going to try and show you that. I got 84.63%. I think my lowest mark on a module is, let me check, 74%. That is the lowest that I got on a subject, and that is for criminal court practice and trial advocacy. While I'm still on that, let me actually explain. So you can easily watch the recordings of these subjects, right? But there are two particular subjects that you have to attend live, but in two ways. So you can actually ask to attend physically. So you're gonna go at whatever venue that they would have chosen at that time, but it's mostly in Pretoria because that's where they are based. You can actually go there because that class, so for the subjects actually civil procedure and trial advocacy and criminal court practice and trial advocacy. So for these two subjects, you actually have to attend live. I'm saying live because not necessarily physically. Yes, you can attend physically, but if for any reason, maybe you are in Northwest, in Mpumalanga, outside of Gauteng, and you cannot make it to Pretoria, then you have to watch it live at Zoom at the exact time that it's happening. So if it's happening on the 14th of April, at 8 a.m. in the morning until 5, you have to be on Zoom from 8 a.m. until 5 because there's some practical work that you do. Especially that's what we did for the criminal procedure one. So you actually have a court set up. There's gonna be a judge. There's gonna be an attorney for the plaintiff, or an attorney for the defendant if you're doing that on civil procedure. If you're doing it for criminal procedure, there's going to be an attorney for the state, and then there's going to be an attorney for the accused, and you have all of that setup happening. So you have to be there. If you cannot attend physically or online, then you're going to fail that module. So you have to make arrangement. You get the timetable when you are registering, so you can, if you're working, you can make arrangement with your employer to give you leave for that week, because I think it happens over a period of 4 or 5 days. So that particular week, you have to make sure that you are not doing anything. You're going to be home watching it online, or you can go to Pretoria and attend it, be with other students, which I think is really cool. I couldn't go physically, but man, I had the FOMO, I had the FOMO because I think when it's physically, there's nothing that beats physical interactions, man. Although the world is going digital with AI and all of that, but there's nothing that beats physical interactions. So for these particular two modules, civil procedure and criminal court practice, you have to be there in person or attend live by the time it's happening. But don't fear, it's only 2 weeks that you need to arrange for, and it's not consecutive, meaning civil procedure doesn't happen this week and then I think it actually happens that way. So you can have civil procedure happening this week and criminal procedure happening the following week. I just can't remember. But I think it would be great if you have space in between so that your employer doesn't get mad for you having to be absent from work for 2 consecutive weeks. I think I've touched on some of the important stuff with your PLT. So it's 14 subjects. You can do the 12 via recordings, but there's 2 that you have to be there in person or attend live at the time that it's happening. Let's talk about assignments. You get assignments. Most of the assignments are multiple choice questions, but don't underestimate those multiple choice questions. You have to study for you to be able to pass those multiple choice questions. But you also have written assignments that you have to write, especially for civil and criminal procedure, constitutional law, and some other subjects. I think you do have written assignments. So I think it's very exciting. I think it's very exciting, but you have to take this seriously because most of these subjects, the content of these subjects is some of the things that you're going to actually have to revisit by the time you write your board exams, because the 4 papers that you're going to sit for your board exams, they are similar to some of the subjects that are here. So I'm begging you guys, please take it seriously so that by the time you study for your board exams, you're not completely clueless. And I think my advice is, right after you complete your PLT, please just register for those board exams, because at least you still remember some of the things you were doing during your PLT days. Because I mean, you forget some of the things. You forget if you do your PLT, you wait for a year to write your board exams. It's a problem. You have to literally start from scratch and try to revise on what was happening in some of the subjects that you did. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I'm missing, but I'm very excited for this achievement. It's actually a very huge achievement for me. Let me touch on the lecturers or the lectures. I think the lectures are really great, but they are very long. So you have some lectures taking place from 8 a.m. until 1. But obviously there's lunch and like 5-minute breaks in between, which really help, but they're really long. And that is one of the things that is tiring with PLT, especially with the two subjects I've been talking about. But because you literally sit on your desk from 8 a.m. until 5, you only get like a 1-hour break. And I don't remember, there are breaks in between, but man, it's long. It's literally the long day that you're doing this thing over a couple of days. It's tiring. But please don't despair. At the end, you're gonna be very very happy that you dedicated your time into this thing, because by the time you have the certificate like I do, you're gonna be really proud of yourself, as I am really proud of myself, man. This is not an easy achievement, but it's just another thing towards admission to becoming an attorney. I'm sitting for my board exams this March, and that's what I'll be focusing my time on over the next couple of weeks. I think by the time this video drops, I'm left with about 4 weeks before I sit for my board exams. So it's going to be very hectic. And I think once I pass, only if I pass those board exams, I'm going to come back and then do a video on how to pass your board exams, right? But thank you guys for watching until this far. If you want to register for your PVT, check out the Gawie Le Roux website. It's www.gawieleroux.co.za. By the way I'm promoting these people, this is not even a paid video or a paid episode. It's literally for free, because I'm really amped and very excited about how this school offered the course. I even told them way before I would record this video that I'm gonna do an episode reviewing this, because I'm really excited. They made it seem very easy. I actually enjoyed, man. The students as well. You get like a Telegram group where you communicate with your fellow students or candidates at that time. Gets very, very exciting. And note on that, make sure you take contacts. Make sure you talk to those people, because those are the people that are going to be part of the profession. You're going to need them later. Even though some others may be outside the province, you might need a correspondent attorney in Northwest at some time in your career. So connections and contacts are very important in this industry. So although you do some of the stuff online, make sure you talk to your peers. Make sure you talk to your fellow candidate attorneys, and build those connections and build that network, because it's gonna work out for you later in your career, or even early in your career. So thank you guys for watching until this far. Thank you to Gawie Le Roux Institute of Law. I'm very proud of myself, and you guys made this dream come true for me. Board exams are coming up, man, and I'm very excited. So if you've not subscribed yet to our channel, please subscribe. If you love this video, please give me a review, give me feedback in the comments below. Tell us how we can improve. Ask us any questions. Maybe we'll come back and touch on some of the questions that you guys will still have after this video. But I really hope that I've covered any other questions that may arise. So thank you guys for watching until this far. I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Sharp, man.